What's up traders, this is Marco. We have Friday the 10th of November. I have another bar by bar for you and I'm trading the 2000 TKS chart on the Ninjatrader trading platform, and the only indicator that I'm using is the 21 EMA, which is this pink line. Usually I'm starting with my day at 7:30 in the morning, which is around this time here, and there is an important news event here at 9. So this is what I saw. You can see prices were trending higher here above the EMA. So there's a shorter term uptrend working higher. We had a break here and a new high. So potentially this uptrend here is played out, and you can see there's strong buying coming in. All these very bullish bars indicate that something has changed, because during the overnight we were going back and forth between the EMA, but now with some serious buying coming in, we are looking for long trades. Our bias is bullish, so to the long side, and we are waiting for prices to come to our key entry points and look for setups. Right now this shorter term uptrend played out by a break and new high, and maybe there's even a bigger channel in play, something like this, for example. Can draw it and see if prices are playing with it. You can see the midline fits pretty nicely here, going higher and breaking this uptrend here for the first time. After a break, we see many times a retest of the extremes. So that means prices come back up here and are retesting the highs. And usually we are waiting for prices to come to our key entry point, which is this EMA or the trend channel line, and look for example, second entries or double bottoms, bottle tops, higher lows, something like this. So right now, there is a second entry long here, but it's far above the EMA, so nothing to consider here. We have to wait. Prices are making a new high here, so this uptrend, this bigger uptrend here played out, and now pulling back to the EMA. Want to see the reaction around the EMA. We are slicing through it, so we can always draw our shorter term channel lines here. Going lower, potentially breaking here. This is a tiny break. Not sure if this is enough to be counted as a break, but we will count it here for now. Prices try to make a new extreme here, making a new low and pulling back to the EMA. In general, having a look at the context right now, we had this very strong buying working higher here. Prices were far above the EMA, then getting some pullback for the first time. And usually when the EMA is breaking for the first time, we always see a retest of the extremes. So the break here is for the first time, then prices should go higher a bit and test the EMA again. So right now, I would say we still more bullish, and we're looking for longs if we consider that this shorter term channel here played out by a breaking low. Prices approaching the EMA now, but there is a shorter term channel in play here, going higher and pushing above the EMA. So really this is still strong bullish here. You can see the pullbacks are not even lasting back to the EMA. So maybe we can draw a trend channel here. Working higher, first break, retest of the extremes, and maybe I'm drawing some resistance here because prices came to this level here for the first time, short before the opening. Now again, so we want to see the reaction around this level, pulling back here a bit and coming higher. So this is interesting because you can see this uptrend here played out by a break and new high, and now we are forming a lower high at a very important resistance because prices could not break through it for like the second time now. Prices made this new high here, tested it once, tested it twice, and forming now a very nice bearish bar after this uptrend here played out by a break new high. So I really like to take this setup here. There is space back to the EMA if you go for like 4 ticks. So I really like this context here, what we have, because this uptrend played out, this uptrend here played out, and we have some resistance at this level here and a nicely forming lower high. So I really like to play this, and it would have worked. You can see you would be out of the trade. Prices are coming back here, but cannot reach the resistance here again and going lower from here with a very strong lower high. And that can be the news event. Yeah, 9 o'clock. This is the news event that I was mentioning before. So we are staying out of any trades, like 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after the news. And we are forming now a lower high here, but this is very close to the news still. It's only 50 seconds after the news. I think this is a bit too early. But what I can see, prices are forming some lower highs here. So maybe there is some downtrend channel in play. Can draw it like this and see if we get some confirmation. We are getting some nice confirmation here because the support line of the channel is holding, and now we are waiting for prices to come back to our key entry point. That means to this trend channel here, to the EMA, which is at the middle of the channel right now. So really we have to observe what prices are doing around the EMA and around our trend channel line. And prices form a bit congestion here. You can see this mini range coming up here and pulling back a bit higher and bouncing off directly. Unfortunately, no setup, because here would be a new low, first entry, second entry short, but this signal bar is too bad and it's right into DMA, so we cannot take this. Prices drop lower now, forming this shorter term channel here and coming back to our key entry point, the trend channel line. But same story here. I don't like this bar too much, and I would like to wait for a second entry, something clearer, going lower. And now we are getting our second entry here. You can see prices made this new low, first entry, pullback, second entry with very nice bearish bar. I agree, this looks a bit congestive right now because you have 3 or more bars stacked up, but it is right of our key entry points, the EMA and the trend channel, and it's a second entry and it forms very nice bearish. So really this setup is to take second entry short, and you can see prices forming another lower high. Here I would not enter because it's a bit too far away from the EMA and it's directly into the midline here. We could reject, which happened here, by the way. We came down here, reject, and now approaching again. But with this strong bearish bar, I'm sure that we will tick lower here and at least take out the longs that jumped in here and have their stop at this level here. Also notice there is a support here, but I think there's enough space from the entry here to the support. If you go for like 4 ticks, 4 or 5 ticks, forming this lower high gives further confirmation that we will go lower and test this level, and we do it. You would be out of the trade now, and prices are breaking the structure right now. Can always draw the shorter term channels. They help you to be on the right side. And also there is coming some resistance up here. You can see prices are testing this level a few times now and always rejecting here. Now breaking it, so maybe it's a bit higher. Something like this could be right. Also the shorter term channel here broke, prices made a new high. And we get the first break of our gray downtrend here. And after a break of the structure, we wait and look for a retest of the extremes. The extremes are here at this support line. These are the lows, the last lows, excuse me. So you want to see prices to come back to this level and test this. Forming now a lower high here. That could be a potential, especially if you see that there is a shorter term channel working lower here. So you could jump into this trade on this lower high, but notice it's a bit closer now to the support. I mean, here this is one tick less, here it's one tick more, but if you feel confident about this, then you could try the setup. Also, this bar has only 7 ticks, so it's a low risk bar, but notice it's even closer to the support line here. So maybe on a limit order you could try, or if you want to be a bit more aggressive, you can try as well, because prices can go lower and make a new low here, and they do. So this trade would have worked out. I'm drawing here a shorter term trend channel line, something like this, looks right to me. Breaking, finding some congestion here, can extend this, and prices go lower, making another push lower here and forming a new extreme. So this channel here, this downtrend channel, could be played out by now. And now what we want to see, having a look back to the context, we had this push higher here above the EMA, breaking it for the first time, making a new extreme, finding some resistance here, trending down. So the bias here was bearish, having the first break, a couple legs to a new low. So this downtrend played out, and now we have a neutral bias. I don't want to buy, I don't want to sell until I see more confirmation. So we have to wait now and see what's going on. Having another drop lower here and finding some support around this level, something like this. Maybe even I can pull this up a bit so it's fitting a bit better. Still the same result, break, couple legs to a new extreme. So still this channel here played out. And look at this, we get some strong pushes above DMA. Look at these candles here, they are like huge and almost perfect to the top side. So something is changing, there is some strong buying coming in after this selling action here. The shorter term uptrend here is working higher, breaking for the first time, and now some second entry long would be interesting. Getting here the first entry, pullback, and we get our second entry here. The only problem that I have is that's a bit far above DMA. I would like to see this bar ideally touching the EMA and closing somewhere like here where my cursor is. Let me zoom in here a bit, something like here. Entering here, I think it's still okay because you have some room to the last high. You can see there are like 3, 4, 5 ticks in play here. So I must say I like this second entry. It's still this uptrend here, first break, no new extreme here, so we still have a retest outstanding. And if this bar here touched the EMA, then it would be perfect in my opinion. But still there's enough space here to the last highs. Okay, after this bar is forming, we get even some more confirmation, but also now it looks a bit congested. You can see like these 5 bars here are stacked up a bit. So I'm not sure if I would enter on this bar here if I didn't enter on this, because as I said, it looks congested now, this range here. Prices go higher, we are approaching the last highs, and you would be out of the trade. So this trade would have worked perfectly, making a new high. So this shorter term channel played out, and we are trending higher. We cannot even pull back to the EMA. You can see how strong bullish this is. So I'm drawing a trend channel here, something like this, looks right. You can see prices are moving within this channel, and we are breaking our, let's say, overnight high here. Prices are slicing through this resistance level where prices got rejected before, have no problem here slicing through it, and it's really strongly going higher here. So usually after a break of such important level, we see a retest of it. This uptrend here seems to be in play because it's fitting price action nicely. I would not enter here because it's too far away from the EMA, and this is no man's land and it's directly into the last highs. So must be careful here a bit. Breaking the structure now for the first time. First entry, second entry, but no signal bar. The signal bar is way too bearish. It's too bad to take a trade here. Going lower now, and there is some shorter term channel working lower, potentially already first break, new extreme. Maybe it's a bit bigger, something like this. And we are testing the breakout area from the overnight highs. I was mentioning this before. We break out this level, do not retest it, pushing higher, and now we're retesting it, finding support now. So a resistance level turned into support and trending higher now. Something interesting to check. We have a potential measured move here, potential second measured move here. So that could be a target for this uptrend here. This uptrend here broke for the first time and prices are pushing higher. Didn't make a new extreme yet, but it's highly likely that we will see a retest of the extreme. That means prices will go to this level and making maybe even a new high here, and a potential target is around the 4,400 level. And this is live this is live price action already. Excuse me, today I have some problems in finding the words. So taking a look at the day so far, you can see prices were pushing higher here, breaking the structure, making new extreme, then trending lower, breaking the structure, making new extreme, then the other way, going higher again, potential break, no retest of the extreme, because you can see there is some resistance coming up here now. Prices made a lower high here, so there could be some resistance. Also, it's the first break of this shorter term uptrend, but the shorter term uptrend broke and made a new extreme. So everything is happening around this level right now, so we have to observe what's going on. So yeah, this is the day so far, and you can see we had the short setup here, another short here, some potential long setup here, and some more aggressive trade before. And I want to address quickly the discussions that came up in the last couple of days regarding bar by bar. And I must say, like, the definition of bar by bar must be clear here. We are not looking for entries on like every bar that we find. For example, I can go back here to take an example. You can see many traders and many new beginners, they look for potential entries on every swing. So they take every bar and put a very high importance. Say, for example, okay, I go short here now because it's very bearish. And then I take a long here now because it moved too far away from the EMA. So we can take a long here and it's pulling back to the EMA. This is not what a typical bar by bar looks like. The most important thing in price action is always the context. So what is happening on the chart? We have this uptrend here, then a first break of this uptrend, and we wait for retest of the extremes. And we always wait for prices coming back to our key entry points. I was telling this in the video before and also in this video. Our key entry points can be the EMA, can be support and resistance line of trend channels, or resistance lines here or support lines of important highs or lows. And we wait for price action to come to these levels, and then we look for a trade. It's not that we are looking for a trade on every swing here, because there's so many things happening on the chart, like literally every minute, and we want to take the high probability setups. So we have to wait for prices to come back to our key entry points. And a bar by bar is just to make a simulation how a trader would react when prices are coming back to a key entry point. For example, what we had here, the key entry point was the resistance line, and this was tested for a couple of times. So we had this uptrend, first break retest of the extremes. So this uptrend here played out, this uptrend here played out, and we have a very important key entry point here, a resistance line, where prices got rejected the last times. And then it's interesting to zoom in and check what is price action doing around this level. Is there something forming up that it's worth to take? Can we take a trade set up here? And I was explaining this, why it's a good idea to take a trade set up here. And this is what a bar by bar is. Like, you're looking into my head and I'm telling you my thoughts when I'm looking at this chart. For example, Mack is doing this for, I think, 20 years now. And many things that I'm explaining here to you every week, it's so much in his like routine that he even doesn't explain it anymore, because he's doing it automatically. So he's always comparing it with driving a car. It's so normal for him, because he's a professional, that he sees those things automatically. But many of you guys are starting, and there are like many more traders coming into this week by week. And new traders do not have this idea how to see or how to read the chart. So it's very important, in my opinion, to get a reaction or to get some traders' thoughts, what is happening around important levels. And with a bar by bar trading here, I'm showing you what's happening when prices are approaching our key entry points, when the context is fitting with the direction that we want to trade, and how a trader can rate a certain situation that is coming up on the chart, if it's worth to take, see the cons, see the negatives, and under all these points into consideration, is it a good idea to take a trade there or not? And many new traders, they don't recognize this, and they're looking for a trade at literally every bar, at every swing, and this is really not what we are doing and not what we should do. And the most important thing is always wait for the context, look at the context. At any point at the trading day, you must tell, or you could tell, what's your bias. Like, are you more short? Are you more long? And why is that? And if you cannot explain this, then you have no idea about the context and you should not take any trades. By the way, prices go now higher here and hitting our measured move. So really look out for this target here, a potential measured move. They are so strong in finding targets. And all what I'm doing is I'm using my experience from the last couple of years, and I'm explaining it to you guys in a simulation as I would trade it live. And this is how our definition of bar by bar looks like. So I wanted to tell you about this, because we got many questions regarding this, and I know you guys love it. I know you guys like it. So please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't, and speak to you next week again.